Hello.
Here we are in the dark as we try to keep cool.
It's not easy today.
Oh, it's so hot.
Easy.
But we do have the sprinkler going outside in case you haven't seen or you need to cool off or you're...
After you return your books, before you pick up your next books, go out and run in the sprinkler.
Definitely after you return your books. Don't go in the sprinkler
Don't make
with
that
our
mistake.
books. Please don't. You have kids and you want to cool off a little bit. We've got Lulu outside. That's her name, Lulu.
We named her. I don't know why. I don't know. She just
Because
looks
she
like
needed
a
a
Lulu.
name. Why would we not give her a
It's
name?
Lulu the pirate octopus that splashes people. Yeah, it's cute.
It's fine. So we have a couple of books today, some new releases. So let's get to it.
Exciting. Yeah. What do we got? What do we got?
Itch. I just washed this mask, and now there's cat hair everywhere. I have such an
Inside
itch.
your
I can
mask.
feel like a little cat hair.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay.
It's fine. There's cat hair everywhere. This is a brand new one from Susan Elizabeth Phillips. I'm sure everyone will be waiting for it. It's called When Stars Collide. This is the large print edition. We have regular and large print.
Nice.
I really like this. They call it, it's Mozart meets Monday Night Football.
It's a weird combo.
Wait until you hear it. It's great. Thaddeus Walker Bowman Owens, the backup quarterback for the Chicago Stars, is a team player, talented sideline coach, and occasional underwear model, and a man with a low tolerance for divas. Which brings us to Olivia Shore, international opera superstar, a driven diva with a passion for perfection, a craving for justice, too many secrets, and a monumental grudge against the egotistical, lowbrow jock she's been stuck with. So the two of them are like on the same advertising campaign for a luxury watch brand, fancy. And I guess they're touring to advertise
Influencers
together.
too.
Before there were influencers, there were ad campaigns.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Mad Men.
And so there's just, and then, but aside from that little thing, there's also a series of troubling, threatening letters, haunting photographs, and dangerous encounters. Is it the work of an overzealous fan or something more sinister? Ooh. So it just seems at first like just like a funny little like enemies to lovers kind of is what I assume. Enemies to lovers kind of trope here. But then there's something else.
There's a twist.
There's a twist.
Plot twist.
Sounds interesting.
Right.
Speaking of something else, The Fiancé
Yikes.
by Kate White. Look at that. It's
I don't know
even
why that
marked
just
with
scares
blood.
me. Just the way it's written and the title sounds ominous.
Summer is looking forward to a break from hustling for acting work in Manhattan when she, her husband, and his 9-year-old son arrive at the annual family get-together at her in-laws' sprawling estate. On the agenda are leisurely gourmet meals, tennis matches, and plenty of relaxation by the pool. Ooh. But this year, it sounds nice. But this year, Gabe's brother Nick has invited his new flame Hannah, whom Summer immediately recognizes from a few years before. Oddly, her brother-in-law's girlfriend claims to not know her, yet Hannah charms the other family members, and after Nick announces that he's proposed to her, Summer doesn't have much choice but to grin and bear it. I wonder where she knows her from. What does she do? Then the reunion is rocked by tragedy when a family member is found dead.
Yikes.
Though the doctors attribute the loss to natural causes, a grieving Summer feels that the too-good-to-be-true Hannah is involved, even as Gabe dismisses her suspicions. How far will Summer go to expose the truth, as she investigates just what Nick's fiancé might have done to keep her perfect image intact? She begins to fear that the first death might only be the beginning.
Oh my.
Oh! So
maybe it's not worth it for all this lounging by the pool and all that. Maybe it's
well,
not
that's the
worth
thing,
it.
is that when a book has a cover like this and they're like, oh, we're lounging by the pool. No, not for long.
No.
Not for long, you're not.
No, get out of the pool. Get out of the pool. Leave.
This one is called The Personal Librarian. This is by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. It sounds really interesting. Oh, piece of paper.
Oh, you're a personal librarian. Well, you're my personal librarian. What am
We
I
are
talking about?
librarians.
Yeah.
What are you? Wouldn't it be nice if we
Wouldn't it be
knew
nice if I had a
somebody
personal librarian?
who was a librarian who could help us out?
I have one.
We're librarians. I am my own personal librarian. So are you. You are your own.
Well, yeah, for mostly kids'
personal
books,
librarian.
though. So, which is fine. But I need adult books too.
This is the remarkable story of J.P. Morgan's personal librarian, Belle DaCosta Green, the Black American woman who was forced to hide her true identity and pass as white to leave a lasting legacy that enriched our nation.
Oh, whoa.
In her 20s, Belle DaCosta Green is hired by J.P. Morgan to curate a collection of rare manuscripts, books, and artwork for his newly built Pierpont Morgan Library. Belle becomes a fixture in New York City society and one of the most powerful people in the art and book world, known for her impeccable taste and shrewd negotiating of critical works as she helps create a world-class collection. Very cool.
I've never even heard of this story.
But Belle has a secret one she must protect at all costs. She was not born Belle DaCosta Green, but Belle Marion Greener. She is the daughter of Richard Greener, the first Black graduate of Harvard, and a well-known advocate for equality. Belle's complexion isn't dark because of her alleged Portuguese heritage that lets her pass as white. Her complexion is dark because she is actually African American. The Personal Librarian tells the story of an extraordinary woman famous for her intellect, style, and wit, and shares the lengths she must go to for the protection of her family and her legacy to preserve her carefully crafted white identity in the racist world in which she lives.
I never even heard of this
Yeah,
before.
so it sounds really interesting.
Based on a real person?
Yeah, and both authors put kind of lengthy author's notes at the end, as well as a nice historical note, so they kind of share their ideas and their research and just some notes on historical accuracies and whatnot. So I thought that was really interesting.
GMA choice for book discussions.
Which means everyone's going to want to read it.
Yeah.
We only got the one copy right now, sorry.
Get your hold on it.
This one has been buzzed about. Like every newsletter that I've gotten has
Buzzy.
had this. Buzzy has had this in it. It is called Survive the Night by Riley Sager. Looks suspicious.
What's going on in this one?
Well, it's November 1991. Nirvana's in the tape deck. George H.W. Bush is in the White House. And movie-obsessed college student Charlie Jordan is in a car with a man who might be a serial killer.
Oh, boy.
So I'm like, great, 90s jams. Wow. Cassette tapes. Wow. Serial killers.
Yeah. Even back then, we knew, don't get in the car with a stranger.
Well, nowadays, people are like, get in the car with a stranger and then pay them money.
The first
They'll
time I
drive
ever
you
did on
somewhere.
Uber, the first time I did it on Uber, I was terrified. Because I was told never get in a car with a stranger.
Never.
So
And here we are.
that's what
Getting
she
cars
didn't
with
listen.
strangers all the
Let's
time.
see what happens. What's going to happen?
Oh my gosh. Josh Baxter, the man behind the wheel, is a virtual stranger to Charlie. They met at a campus ride board, each looking to share the long drive home to Ohio. Both have good reasons for wanting to get away. For Charlie, it's guilt and grief over the shocking murder of her best friend, who became the third victim of the man known as the campus killer. For Josh, it's to help care for his sick father, or so he says.
Or is he the campus killer?
Can't be that easy.
Or is he wearing a mask and he's really the old lighthouse keeper?
Oh,
Come on, Scoop!
Would have gotten away for it.
Or for you
gotten away
plastic kids.
Plastic kids.
Sorry. I couldn't help it.
We should get some Scooby snacks. I could go
think
for
I
a
need a
cookie.
Scooby snack.
I could go for a cookie. The longer Charlie sits in the passenger, Charlie sits in the passenger seat, the more she notices that there's something suspicious about Josh. From the holes in his story about his father to how he doesn't want her to see inside the trunk. That is suspicious.
Come on.
As they travel an empty, twisty highway in the dead of night, an increasingly anxious Charlie begins to think she's sharing a car with the campus killer. Is Josh truly dangerous? Or is Charlie's jittery mistrust merely a figment of her movie-fueled imagination? Could be. One thing is certain, Charlie has nowhere to run and no way to call for help, because it is the 90s.
No cell phone.
Trapped in a terrifying game of cat and mouse played out on pitch-black roads and in neon-lit parking lots, Charlie knows the only way to win is to survive the night.
Oh boy. Okay, that one has me like a little bit on grips there, like on the edge. That could be good.
I couldn't put down Survive the Night, and I didn't want to try. A one-sitting read of a thriller will grab you in the opening pages. Bone-chilling. Wow.
I do love a book that grabs you in the first few pages. I do love that. I'm not very patient.
Compulsively readable, pulse-poundingly tense with ingenious, gasp-worthy twists. Sounds like a lot.
Gasp-worthy.
Here is another mystery. I like the cover of this
The cover's really cool.
It's called The Nighthawks by Ellie Griffiths. just really like the cover. And I remember reading the reviews for it, and
because that's kind of the place that could be peaceful or creepy, depending on your.
Really, this looks pretty creepy to me.
I don't know. I could be peaceful there. Like if there's no,
Really?
Around?
There's
the
glass
broken
missing
windows.
from
All right,
the
I didn't
windows.
see I didn't see
the
the
whole
missing
thing
glass.
is broke down.
I like the rustic paint peeling look.
Rustic is one thing. This is not rustic. This is a Ruth Galloway mystery, so I believe this is a series.
Okay. Yes.
Ruth is back as head of archaeology at the University of North Norfolk when a group of local metal detectorists, the so-called Nighthawks, uncover there's a thing, it's a club, uncovers a Bronze Age hoard on the beach near a recently deceased body just washed ashore. Not long after, the same detectorists uncover the apparent murder-suicide of a scientist and his wife at their farmhouse.
Oh, all right. Yep. Creepy
Long
farmhouse.
thought to be haunted.
Creepy farmhouse.
It's haunted.
Okay, all right.
By the Black Shuck, a humongous black dog and harbinger of death.
Ooh, like the Hound of the Baskervilles.
Oh my gosh, it's the Grimm.
The Grimm from Harry Potter.
The further they probe, the more intertwined the cases become, and the more they point to David Brown, the new lecturer Ruth has recently hired, who seems to always turn up wherever Ruth goes. Sounds interesting. Creepy. Creepy, creepy, creepy. Not a relaxing house.
You say
it's
creepy,
a creepy
I
house.
say peaceful.
But it's haunted. Look at it. It looks like it's haunted.
Just the broken windows. I'll give you that. That's definitely okay.
And finally, for me, I have one young adult book today. It is called The Poison Heart by Kaylin Barron, who wrote last summer. It blew up. It was called Cinderella is Dead. It was like a new take on the Cinderella story. Bree has a gift. With a single touch, she can grow plants from tiny seeds to rich blooms. When Bree's aunt dies and wills her a dilapidated estate in rural New York, Bree and her parents hope that surrounded by plants and flowers, she will finally learn to control her gift. But their new home is sinister in ways they never expected. It comes with a mysterious set of instructions, a walled garden filled with the deadliest botanicals in the world, and generations of secrets.
Ooh, the secret poison garden.
There is more to Bree's sudden inheritance than she could have imagined, and she is determined to uncover it. An enchanting story about a young woman with the power to conquer the dark forces descending around her. So that sounds interesting. Yeah. Brand new young adult
I like the
novel.
cover too of that one. All right. Are we ready for some kids' books? We didn't get a great haul. There was a lot of like replacements.
There's some good stuff
and things
though.
there.
There's some good stuff.
But I pulled out the few that I really loved that I wanted to share. This one is so cute. It's Breathe, Think, Do with Elmo. Now, normally any kind of book that just is like a TV tie-in I wouldn't be that excited about, but this one is really cute. It's just, everyone gets shy, everyone gets jealous or nervous, and sometimes even Grover and Zoe and Elmo do. And so they help you work through your problems with three steps. And the steps are to breathe, and then to come up with 3 solutions, and then to pick one of those solutions and then act on it. So it's almost like a choose your own adventure.
For real life.
For little kids on how to deal with like things that are scary, things that are making them upset. So I just love that. And in the back it has parts for parents and caregivers to help children identify and label their emotions. Super important. Emotional intelligence is so important, and kids have been going through a lot. So there's a lot of help out there, and Elmo's in on it. And I love Elmo. So.
We do love Elmo. Yeah. Thank you, Elmo, for being on it.
So this next one, I just, Sharky McShark. First of all,
Sharky McShark.
I do love sharks. And anything that's called a Mick something just cracks me up. I always think that's really funny. Like, what was it, a handsome McHandsome or something with the cat we had a couple years ago?
Oh.
The handsome Mick something. And I was like, I just think that's adorable.
I think it's funny.
So it's Sharky McShark. And there's the net. And this is going to be a tale for, not being a bully. Aww. And making friends on the playground, as it were, or the sea, the ocean, if that's your playground. Because you never know when you might need a friend to help you out of a really rough situation.
Oh, no, Sharky.
So Sharky gets stuck in a net, and,
oh my God, that's so sad. You said, I'm afraid that no one will like me.
well, I think that's what it comes out, is that it's kind of give you an idea that the bully, it maybe is just not, they're afraid. They're just afraid of, sometimes a bully is just somebody who's afraid to make friends. So it's just cute, and I
It's
love
really
the title,
cute.
Sharky McShark.
Sharky McShark.
It's great. This one is a new early reader / comic book, Thunder and Cluck. Friends do not eat friends, and it's just a silly, colorful comic book for young readers. I want to say maybe first grade, I would guess, on this one. And it's just a nice, easy early reader, but also a comic book. And I just thought it's kind of a new trend that's coming along. At some point, I may have to take them out of the early readers and put them in comic books, but for now, there's not so many.
They're good in early
yeah,
readers.
Exactly, because it's definitely a certain type of kid that's going to be looking for, a lot less words on a page and things like that. So, in the opposite direction, we have a regular new comic book that's come out, Grumpy Monkey, Freshly Squeezed. Now, Grumpy Monkey has been in several picture books, and now they're coming out with this chapter book, and it's just a really fun, colorful. Not chapter book, sorry, comic book. And this one's the first one. And we just love Grumpy Monkey. He has a great expression.
Cute.
And so many cute picture books with Grumpy Monkey in them. I think we've done some of these. I feel like we've done these in Storytime. Maybe this one.
I think we've done the regular Grumpy Monkey.
Yeah, I think we did that one. So anyway, Grumpy Monkey's just fun. And this last one is a new graphic novel. The cover caught me right away. It's a kid who's out camping trying to get cell service. This just speaks to my heart, because it's really not only kids that get trapped in the woods without cell service. I was recently trapped in the woods without cell service. It's very frustrating. You're like, is that poison ivy? I don't know. I can't look it up. How do I get back to where I came from? I don't know. I can't look it up. So anyway, this is about a kid, let's see, Vega, and as her summer vacation is not going well, her parents have decided to pack up and leave her hometown of Portland, Oregon, and for boring old Seattle, Washington, which is really funny because my daughter was just in both of those cities. And Vega is more than upset. She's downright miserable. Forced to leave her one and only best friend, Hallie, behind, Vega is convinced she'll never make another friend again. To help her settle into her new life, her parents send Vega off to summer camp to make new friends, except Vega is determined to get her old life back. But when her cell phone unexpectedly calls it quits, and things at camp start getting stranger and stranger, Vega has no choice but to team up with her bunkmates to figure out what's going on. This is an exceptionally charming story about endurance of friendships both near and far.
Oh.
And it's just the cover alone caught me. I was like, okay, yeah, I get that. And then it has some really fun illustrations of kids away at camp, and the ups and downs that come with that. And so it's a fun summer comic book for the older kids.
Yeah.
And that's all I've got today that I was excited about. But that's, you know what? That's not nothing. I'm excited.
No, that's good. We had some good,
We got some good stuff,
summer.
yeah.
Publishing does slow down in summer
It's
a little
slower.
bit. So
Yeah, that's okay.
But we'll keep on chugging. I know I already have a bunch of books for next week waiting.
Ooh.
Back
waiting in the wings.
there.
Excellent.
So hopefully
Excellent.
we'll get some more and we'll share those next time.
Yay.
All right, that's it. Bye, everyone.
See you soon.